Hello friends, this is Holmes, first time farmer over 50. Welcome to the homestead. So just following up with another video. This is of the 6-acre project that we worked on for 2025. And it was 1 year ago that I took video, and we're doing a follow-up video today. So looking down the hill here, we're at the very back end of the property. And you can see that pink ribbon, that's the, or pink flag, that's the property line. And then looking down the hill there, you can see the wash. And we're going to just kind of see what we cleaned up. A lot of small trees, mostly maples, that were cut down through here. Still see some trees with green ribbons on them. Yep, just didn't quite get to all of those this year, but that's all right. We covered a lot. And then looking this way, you can see a bunch of maple trees with orange and yellow ribbons. That's for future tapping for maple syrup. Let's see here. We'll walk down through here. A lot of dead wood down through here. Piles that I made, stuff that I cut down. Piles of tree trunks. All through here was just so thick with weeds and sapling trees, it was just a mess. Just an absolute mess. But it is looking so much better. Now last year when I did this video, I kind of walked right through here, just to the left of that maple tree there. But I have since thrown in a bunch of stuff, made piles, so we're going to go up and around it. And this is going to put us right here at the center of Sector T. And that's always been a hard one to find because of all the stuff that grows up. But now that it's all nice and clear, it's in pretty good shape. There's a beech tree right there. And we're going to go on up through here. I don't remember the exact trail that I took, but it kind of headed up more toward the crest of the ridge, so we'll just go ahead and do that here. Some kind of weed stuff growing up. It's all an annual. Some areas I cut those down, but a lot of them, they're just still standing. Get over here closer to the crest in a second. This is looking east. You can see a bunch of maple trees that are marked. This is, over through here, this is a half-acre Gorilla Silva pasture created when when 3 big maple trees fell. And then this past, basically it was in March that I came through here and did a lot of clearing in this area. And then you can see that what's left of the tri-trunk hickory tree, it's caught up in those other 2 oak trees. So it was more in an upright position last year, but it has since fallen quite a bit. All right, now we're back up here to the crest, looking down. A pile of stuff. Lots and lots of piles of stuff through here. And I came through a couple months ago, maybe a month ago, and marked a lot of these trees with green ribbon. just in case I was able to get to them before the end of the year. I was not, so that's okay. They'll still be there, and we'll get them at a later date. Down through the valley there. Piles and piles of stuff. Piles of firewood, piles of branches, just all kinds. And it's a whole lot more clear. That's looking over toward the Valley Project from 2023. Or is that 2024? No, it's 2023. No, it's 2024, yeah. Did that in 2024. Fall 2024, and that's the 1.6 acre project that was done in the summer. Yep. Looks a whole lot better down through there. Getting some grass to grow. Good stuff happening. And then we're going to cut up here through the crest of the hill here. As I trip over things, here's a couple of trees that I cut down, gosh, I think back in March, and just never got around to cleaning them up as I would have liked. Sometimes when I'm working in a particular area and then I get distracted. Oh yeah, this year I got distracted because we got our chickens at the beginning of April, and I was busy building a chicken run for them, so that put me back about a month, I would guess, just doing different things chicken related. But you can see down through here, looking good. Big hickory tree right here on the internal property line. This is looking north, straight up. Mom and Dad's to the right, Aunt Margaret's to the left. House is up there on the ridge, and you can see the cars going by. And through this wash here, I threw all kinds of stuff in here to slow down the water, both downhill and uphill. And if you saw yesterday's video, I talked about that split off branch of that maple tree that's still laying there. We'll get to that eventually. And then right down here at the bottom of the hill, that's where the wash is, where the 6 acre project is right here on my side, and the 1.6 acre project from last year is on the other side. This area all through here was covered in sapling trees and seedling trees. It was a real mess. There's all kinds of stuff through here too, but that's all been cleaned up. There were some trees there from a chop and drop that I did the previous August of 2024, and got all that cleaned up. Another beech tree. Now we are headed up the hill toward the top of the 6 acre project. And you still see some trees here from the chop and drop that I did in the fall of 2021. They're not hurting anything. I'll get them cleaned up eventually. And there's a depression right here. I threw some logs in there, again, just to slow things down, keep that from getting any worse. Now we're looking up through the wash here. It was the very top of the 6-acre project. Between those piles of branches, those branches are all in. To the left it's a wash, to the right it's more of just a depression. But all of that stuff was put in here over the summer. At least that side was. Vast majority of that, and then quite a bit of this also. Looking back from whence we came, we're looking pretty good. And I did cut down quite a few cedar trees in this area too, so you can see the cedar logs there. Those are for future projects. And that puts us right up here at the top of the 6-acre project. You can see some of the stuff that was done over in that general area. Still a few more trees that need to come out, but those will go down in a later time. Logs there to slow down the erosion. So that's how this part of the 6-acre project looks after 1 year. So we certainly appreciate you watching. Please hit like and subscribe and ring that bell. And we look forward to seeing you again in the future. But if not, we will see you in the pasture.